Dear students, welcome to the today's online session. Today we are going to solve some more problems on maxima and minima. On that regards, the first problem is find the absolute maximum value and absolute minimum value for the given function f of x is equals to x plus sine 2x in 0 to pi. This is the question. So we had solved this type of problem in our earlier classes. Now we are solving this problem now. In the solution, the given function is f of x is equals to what you had given, x plus sine 2x in the domain is what now, 0 to pi we have to take. Okay, so now we have to find what absolute maximum and absolute minimum values for this function. So that I require the stationary points. For that I require the f dash of x value. I am derivating the function with respect to x on both sides. So that what I would get, f dash of x is equals to x derivative is what now, 1 plus sine 2x derivative is what now, cos 2x. Again you have to derivate the term what, 2x. So therefore f dash of x you got here what, 1 plus 2x derivative is what now, 2. So means it is what, 2 cos 2x. This is our what, f dash of x. Now at the stationary, f dash of x must be what there, 0. So means that implies what is we are getting here, 1 plus 2 cos 2x is equals to what now, 0. Means what it is, 2 cos 2x is equals to what now, minus 1. So cos 2x is equals to what we got, minus 1 by 2. So we find the stationary values, means what it is, we have to find the x values. For that we have to get this theta. What is our trigonometric theta here, 2x is there. So what the 2x value will satisfy this value, what is the 2x trigonometrical cos function will satisfy minus 1 by 2. We have to check over in this domain 0 to pi. So let us we check. So these the two values will satisfy the 2x values for the above equation. So pi minus pi by 3. Pi by 3 is refers for what, cos pi by 3 is what now, 1 by 2 it is. So whatever it is, you have to get here the negative symbol. Negative symbol means what it is, on that quadrant the cos must be what, negative. So I have chosen these two quadrants. What is these quadrants are, second quadrant and the third quadrant. In these two quadrant cos theta is what now, negative. So that the 2x values are, we got here what, 2 pi by 3 and what is here, 4 pi by 3. So these are the solutions for this trigonometrical equation. Okay, that implies we require what, therefore we require x values. Means what it is, 2 goes this side, for the 2 pi by 3, 2 gets cancelled, remains what, only pi by 3, and it is what now, 4 pi by 3 by 2 into 3, mean 2 2s are, so means it is what, 2 pi by 3. Therefore the stationary values we got here what, pi by 3 and 2 pi by 3 in the given domain in 0 to pi. Okay, now we have to find the second derivative of the function. Now for that we have to derivate this f dash of x with respect to x. Now derivating f dash of x with respect to x. So what I would get, f double dash of x is equals to, one derivative is what now, 0 plus 2 into cos 2x derivative is what now, minus sine 2x, and again you have to derivate the 2x term. So you would get what, one more 2 here. So therefore f double dash of x you got here is what, is equals to minus 4 sine 2x. Now we have to verify the stationary values at f double dash of x. Let us check it for first x is equals to pi by 3 level. At x is equals to pi by 3 implies f double dash of pi by 3 is equals to minus 4 sine 2 into what? Pi by 3 it is. So means minus 4 sine 2 pi by 3. So it can be written as what? Minus 4 sine pi minus pi by 3 it is. So what we are getting now? Minus 4 into, so pi minus pi by 3 means it is what? Second quadrant. On that second quadrant sign is what? There positive. So it is what now? Sine pi by 3 it is. So means it is what? Minus 4 into what is it? Root 3 by 2 it is. So what we got? Minus 2 root 3 we got at f double dash of pi by 3 we got this is what now? Less than 0. Therefore what is the conclusion we can make here? F of x has maximum values at x is equals to pi by 3. Now let us we check it for x is equals to 2 pi by 3 now. At x is equals to 2 pi by 3 f double dash of 2 pi by 3 is equals to minus 4 into sine of 2 into 2 pi by 3 it is. So means what is it? Minus 4 into sine of 4 pi by 3. So it can be written as what? Minus 4 into sine of pi plus pi by 3. So minus 4 into, so pi plus pi by 3 means it is what? A third quadrant. On that the sign value is what? There negative. So it is what? Minus sine pi by 3 it is. So what we are getting? Minus of minus it is what now? 4 sine pi by 3 value is what? Root 3 by 2. So therefore f double dash of 2 pi by 3 value is what now? 2 root 3. So it is what now? Greater than 0. Now here what is the conclusion? F of x has minimum values at x is equals to 2 pi by 3. Up to now what we had got the conclusions here? F of x has maximum values at x is equals to pi by 3 and f of x has minimum values at x is equals to 2 pi by 3. But once we observe our domain function, it is in between 0 to pi. So on that interval, in the problem he is asking about what? A global maximum and minimum. Although it is what? Absolute maximum and absolute minimum. And once you observe these, the maximum and minimum values represents what? These two are represents the absolute maximum or absolute minimum, or these two are represents the local maximum and local minimum. Let us we check. We are going to substitute the two more values at the boundary values, means what it is? 0 and pi also in the given function with these two values also. We are substituting these two values and again we are substituting the boundary values, means what it is? 0 and pi in the given function, so that we are going to observe which values gives maximum and which values gives minimum. Let us observe. What is the function we has? F of x is equals to x plus sine to x in where in a closed interval 0 to pi. Okay, so Although we had got the stationary values as x is equals to pi by 3 and x is equals to 2 pi by 3, for the absolute maximum and absolute minimum, we are going to check two more. The boundary values also we are going to check in this function, which function will gives the minimum and which function will gives the maximum. As on that, if I substitute this 0 in place of x in the function, what I would get in place of x? I had substituted 0 here, 0 plus sine 2 into 0. Sine 2 into 0 means what is 0. So 0 plus 0 I got here is what? F of 0 is what now? 0. Now, at x is equals to pi by 3. This is what the stationary value. F of pi by 3 is equals to pi by 3 plus sine of 2 into pi by 3 it is. So what I would get pi by 3 plus sine of same as previous, pi minus pi by 3 it is 2 pi by 3 means. So means it is what pi by 3. In the second quadrant sine is what now? Positive. It is what now? Sine pi by 3 it is what? So that I got here pi by 3 plus it is what now? Root 3 by 2. If I simplify this pi by 3 plus 3 pi by 3 by 2, I will get in numerical values as like this. 1.047 represents the value of pi by 3 plus root 3 by 2 value is what now? 0.866. Therefore, f of pi by 3 means it is what? F of 1.047 is equals to, I got here is what? 1.913. As our condition, it must be what? Maximum. Let us check. Is there any maximum? Is there when comparing with this value? At another stationary function we are going to check at x is equals to 2 pi by 3 now. So f of 2 pi by 3 is equals to 2 pi by 3 plus sine of 2 into 2 pi by 3. So what I would get here? 2 pi by 3 plus sine of 4 pi by 3. So 2 pi by 3 plus sine of, it can be written as what? Pi plus pi by 3. So that 2 pi by 3 in the third quadrant sine is what now? Negative. Sine pi by 3 is what now? Root 3 by 2 I got here. So f of 2 pi by 3 value I got here is like this. I am converting it into numerical so that I would get f of 2.094, it represents the value of 2 pi by 3 is equals to 2.094 minus 0.866. Therefore, I got the value of, at this stationary value, I got the value is what now? 1.2279. So, as we made the conclusion, it must be the minimum, but we had got the minimum value here at 0. So, it can't be the absolute minimum. Okay. So, this is the 0 value and it is what now? 1.2279. So, it is what now? Local minimum. Okay. Next, we will check it for pi. F of pi is equals to pi plus sine 2 pi. Pi plus sine 2 pi value is what now? 0. So that I got f of pi value is what? Pi. So means it is what? F of 3.141 value I got here, it's what? 3.141. So it is maximum when comparing with the maximum value statement there at the stationary level. So it can't be the absolute maximum, it is the local maximum, and it is what now? The absolute maximum for the given function. So what is the conclusion we are giving here? The absolute minimum is existing at x is equals to 0 for the given function, and absolute maximum is existing at x is equals to pi. The absolute minimum of f of x is at x is equals to 0, as f of 0 is equals to 0. This is what now? Absolute minimum. And now the absolute maximum of f of x is at x is equals to pi, as f of pi is equals to pi. This is what now? Absolute maximum. These are the required things we have to find as per our problem. So we got the answers. Here in the problem, the stationary values are not giving the absolute maximum and absolute minimum values. They are the local minimum and local maximum values they are representing. And the boundary values are representing the absolute minimum and absolute maximum values. Now let us observe the problem with the graph of the function f of x is equals to x plus sin to x. Okay, now we got the stationary values at this level, at x is equals to pi by 3 and at x is equals to 2 pi by 3. Now observe, at x is equals to pi by 3 stationary level values here. Here at one peak is we are getting here, that is what maximum in between the neighborhood of these ones, okay, these two ones. So here one peak stage is what now? Local maximum exists at x is equals to pi by 3 for the given function at this interval, and at x is equals to 2 by 3 here the downfall is there. So this level is what now? Local minimum it is at x is equals to 2 by 3. So although we need to find what absolute maximum and absolute minimum, where so here the curve is defined in the interval of 0 to pi. The curve is defined in the interval of 0 to pi. Here the minimum fall here at exists at x is equals to 0. So here I am considering it as what? At x is equal to 0, it is what now? Absolute minimum. And now observe this, at x is equals to pi, it is at the highest level, okay. So it is what now? Absolute maximum it is, okay. So at the boundary values it existing the absolute minimum and absolute maximum values. So here the y values I am representing here, as this local minimum is 1.2279 and local maximum at this level is what? 1.913. The absolute maximum existing at x is equals to pi and absolute minimum is existing at x is equals to 0. It is very important problem. Observe the problem clearly. Prove that the radius of the right circular cylinder of greatest curved surface area which can be inscribed in a given cone is half of that of the cone. Means in our previous session the cylinder is inscribed in a sphere. Now the cylinder is inscribed in a cone now, and he had given the condition is that we have to prove that the radius of the cylinder must be half of the radius of the cone we have to show, okay. That is the condition he had given, and on that regards the curved surface area must be what? Greatest. So we have to follow this condition to find the required value. Now observe this diagram now. This ABC represents the cone and this PQDE represents the cylinder, okay. So on that regards we are making some dimensions here. Small h and this small r are the height and radius of the cone. Here we are taking small h and small r as the height and radius of the cone now. And one more thing, the cylinder dimensions we are taking here like that. Small u is the height of the cylinder and small x is the radius of the cylinder. So these are the dimensions we have taken here. And one more thing you to observe here, AOB is a right angle triangle, and this QEC is also a right angle triangle. So these two triangles are located at the same base OC bar. So we can compare these two triangles. Okay. So let us move into the solution of this problem. Let small h comma small r are the height and radius of the cone, and small u comma small x are the height and radius of the cylinder. Okay, that implies the length of EC bar must be what? The total length is OC bar is what? R, and OE bar is what now? The radius of the cylinder. It is what we are assumed here, x. So that this CE bar must be what? R minus x. CE bar must be what? R minus x. So from the diagram, OA bar is equals to what now? H comma OC bar is equals to small r, and here we are mentioning one, suppose it is r, here it is. Okay, so means and OR is equals to u comma OE is equals to what? X, as per our assumptions. That implies here we can make one conclusion that CE bar is equals to what now? R minus X. As we discussed about these two triangles, means what? Triangle, right angle triangle OAC is identically equals to right angle triangle QEC. So let us start the comparison in between two triangles. Now QE bar means what it is? QE bar is compared with what? OA bar. So QE bar by OA bar, the ratio is equivalent to the which ratio? EC bar, this ratio, to the OC bar ratio. Okay, so we will substitute these values in this equation. What I could get? QE bar means what it is? U it is. OA bar means what it is? H. EC bar means what it is? R minus X. OC bar means what it is? R. From that, it implies I am finding the U value. It is what? H into R minus X by R. Okay, we will make this equation as 1. So in this problem he is discussing about what? the curved surface area of the cylinder must be greatest. So we have to frame a function on that regards now. What is the formula for the curved surface area for the cylinder? 2 pi RH. But in place of the radius of the cylinder we have chosen x. In place of the height we have chosen u. So what is the curved surface area of the cylinder for the given problem? 2 pi xu it is. So s is equals to what we has? 2 pi xu. So this is the equation number 2. I am substituting this u value in this equation so that s is equals to 2 pi x into, in place of u I am writing these values, h into r minus x by r, so that I would get the function as in terms of x. So s of x I got here is what? 2 pi h by r into rx minus x square. So this is our required function. As on this r and h are the constant values. These are the values belonging to what? Cone. So I am keeping these are as constant values. Now approaching the same method, this is our function, curved surface area function in terms of x. So that first I am going to find the first derivative of this function. Now I am going to derivate this function with respect to x on both sides, so that I would get s dash of x. So 2 pi h by r is our constant, and here r is also constant. X derivative is what now? 1 minus x square derivative is what now? 2x. So that I got s dash of x is equals to 2 pi h by r into r minus 2x. Now at the stationary, s dash of x must be what here? 0. So that implies what I could get here? 2 pi h by r into r minus 2x is equals to 0 here. So here r minus 2x is equals to 0, so that 2x is equals to r. So x is equals to r by 2 we got. So this is the stationary value. What is x here? The radius of the cylinder is half from the radius of the cone. So x is equals to what we got here? 1 by 2 into r. So here the radius of the cylinder is equals to half from the radius of the cone. Okay, so this value gives our required condition, but now we have to show at this level the curved surface area is what now? Greatest. So that we have to find s double dash of x. So I am derivating s dash of x with respect to x again. So s double dash of x value I got here is what? 2 pi h by r into, what is r? Constant derivative is what now? 0 minus 2 into 1 means what it is? 2 here. So s double dash of x is equals to what I got? Minus 4 pi h by r. It is obviously negative value, but here for our x value I am going to substitute s double dash of at x is equals to r by 2 level minus 4 pi h by r. It is what now? Less than 0. Therefore s of x has greatest values at x is equals to r by 2. This is the solution we have to show. Next problem, we had solved this type of problem in our earlier class. So now observe this problem. Find two positive integers x and y such that x plus y is equals to 60 and xy cube is maximum he had given. So on that the previous problem he had not mentioned any function values, we had found it, but here directly mentioned the function value. So now we are going for the solution of this problem. The given function is f of x comma y. So the function is in terms of xy cube. So this is the equation number 1 now. And given that x plus y is equals to 60. So as usual we have to make this function in terms of single variable, so that I am finding the y value for it. It implies y is equals to what we got here, 60 minus x. This is the equation number 2 from 1 and 2. In place of y I am going to substitute this value. So the function value turns into only x terms, x into 60 minus x whole cube it is. So this is our function. So whereas small x comma small y are the positive integers, here small x comma small y are the positive integers. So as usual I am finding the first derivative of the given function, derivating the function with respect to x on both sides. So I would get what, f dash of x. So here the function is in terms of u into v method. So u remains the same, v derivative 3 into 60 minus x whole power 3 minus 1 means what it is 2. Again we have to derivate 60 minus x means what it is 0 minus 1. So now plus v remains the same, 60 minus x whole cube, u derivative is what now, 1. So that implies f dash of x value I got here is what, it is what, minus 1 into x means what it is minus 3x into 60 minus x whole square plus 60 minus x whole cube. Okay, from these two I can take common of what, 60 minus x whole square, so that I got here minus 3x plus 60 minus x here. So our f dash of x is what now, 60 minus x whole square into 60 minus 4x it is. So this is our f dash of x at the stationary. F dash of x must be what there, 0. So means it is what, 60 minus x whole square into 60 minus 4x is equals to 0. So we are getting here the stationary values, 60 minus x whole square is equals to 0 is 1 and 60 minus 4x is equals to 0. So means here it is what, 60 minus x is equals to 0. So x is equals to what here, 60, and now 4x is equals to 60. So x is equals to, here it is what, 15. So here we got two stationary values for the given function. Now we are solving for a second derivative of the function. So that I am going to derivate the first derivative with respect to x on both sides. So f double dash of x is equals to, it is in the form of u into v method. U remains the same first, v derivative. V derivative means what it is, 60 derivative is what? 0 minus 4 into x derivative is what now? 1 plus now this v remains the same. 60 minus 4x remains the same. We have to derivate the u term. 60 minus whole square, 60 minus x whole square, derivative is what now? 2 into 60 minus x. Again we have to derivate what? 60 minus x. 60 derivatives were 0 and x derivative is what here? 1. So while simplifying it, we would get the value here. What we are getting? Minus 4. Minus 4 into 60 minus x whole square and plus 60 minus 4x into here what you are getting? Minus 2 into 60 minus x you got here. Are you follow? So ultimately minus 2 into 60 minus x is the common term in each. Okay, so what you are getting? 2 into 60 minus x here plus here what 60 minus 4x here. Are you follow? Clear? So this is our what f double dash of x. At the stationary values we have to check it. So our function f of x is x comma y is equals to xy cube must be what? Maximum. So at which stationary values this f double dash of x must less than 0. We have to choose that stationary value. So let us check it for x is equals to 15 first. So f double dash of 15 at x is equals to 15 is f double dash of 15 is equals to minus 2 into 60 minus 15 into 2 into 60 minus 15 plus 60 minus 4 into 15. So now what you are getting here? Minus 2 into how much it is? 45. 2 into 45 it is plus 60 minus 60 is what now? 0. So here 90 into 90 you got. Now what the value we got? F double dash of 15 is equals to minus 8100 and which is less than 0. Therefore f of x has maximum at x is equals to 15. At this positive integer f of x has maximum values which obeys our given condition. So we will stop here at only x is equals to 15 only. So we approached the required values. So what the one positive integer we got here? X is equals to 15. That implies the remaining one. So in equation 2 we get y is equals to 60 minus 15. So y is equals to what now? 45. Therefore the required positive integers are x is equals to 15 and y is equals to 45. This is our solution for the given problem. Next problem is very important. Observe the problem clearly. A wire of length is cut into two parts which are bent respectively in the form of a square and a circle. Means what he is saying, a wire in some assumed length is cut into two pieces and one piece is modified as a square and another piece is modified as a circle. What are the lengths of the pieces of the wire so that the sum of the areas is the least means what it is, we have to find the lengths of the wire which are make it into two pieces. Whenever their areas must be least, sum of their areas must be least means which areas, area of the square plus area of the circle must be least. On that case we have to find the wire lengths which are cut into two pieces. That what we are going to find now. Let us observe the problem with this diagram. First of all, I am assuming this blue color line is the total wire we have first. I am assuming that the total length of the wire is what now, L units I am assuming. Okay na? The total length is what now, L units I am assuming first. For that wire I am going to take a mark here as that this length is what now, x units, and this length is what now, L minus x units. So I had make a cut on that line. So this x units is made as a square and this L minus x units made as a circle, whereas the length of the square is here y feet. Okay, let us assume any units. Okay, so that he had not mentioned any units in the problem. So here also y units here, and the radius is also what, small r units for the circle. So I am assuming it as the circle with the radius small r units, and here is the circle, here is the square with the side length is what, y units. One more thing you have to observe here, that means the total length of the wire is L units, and that x units length wire is made as what, a square means what it is, the perimeter of the square must be equivalent to this x units, and as the same the remaining wire means what it is, L minus x is made for a circle. So means what it is, the perimeter of the circle must be equivalent to L minus x. Okay, now observe the theory. Let the length of the wire is small L units, and that x units wire is made as a square of the side length y units, and the remaining wire L minus x units made as a circle with radius small r units. It implies the perimeter of the square is equals to how much, x units. Therefore we can get equation, what is the perimeter of the square, as when the side length is y units, so it is what, 4y is equals to x. So that implies y can be written as what, x by 4. This is the equation number 1. Now it implies the perimeter of the circle is equals to how much, L minus x units. Okay, so what is the perimeter of the circle? Whenever this radius is what, small r units, so it is what now, 2 pi r is equals to L minus x we got. On that I am finding the which value, small r value is equals to what now, L minus x by 2 pi. This is the equation number 2. Okay, now the function is related to the sum of the two areas, Means what is our function? Capital A is equals to the area of the square, I am indicating it as capital A1, plus the area of the circle, and I am indicating it as what? Capital A2. It implies capital A is equals to, what is the area of the square we has here? Whereas the side length is y, means what it is? Side square. So y square is its length plus the area of the circle, means what it is? Pi r square. So we have to change this y in terms of x, and as well as we have to change this r in terms of x as from the equation 1 and 2. Now this is the equation number 3. From 1, 2 and 3, from the equations 1, 2 and 3, we get the function in terms of x only. A of x is equals to, in place of y I am going to substitute what? X by 4 whole square plus pi into, in place of r I am going to substitute L minus x by 2 pi whole square it is. So A of x, the function value is what now? X square by 16 plus, here what? 1 pi is cancels with this pi square, remains what? 1 by 2 pi remains here, and here what? L minus x whole square. This is our function into 2 here. So therefore A of x is equals to x square by 16 plus L minus x whole square by 4 pi it is. Now we are finding the first derivative of the given function. A dash of x is equals to, so 1 by 16 is our constant term, x square derivative is what now? 2x plus 1 by 4 pi is our constant. So L minus x whole square derivative is what? 2 into L minus x into 0 minus 1 it is. So that A dash of x I got here is what? How much? X by 8 plus minus 2 by 4 pi into L minus x. So that therefore A dash of x is equals to x by 8 minus 1 by 2 pi into L minus x. So this is our A dash of x. From this I am going to substitute the, I am going to find the stationary points. At the stationary, A dash of x must be 0, means what it is? X by 8 minus L minus x by 2 pi value must be what? 0. So that L minus x by 2 pi is equals to x by 8 here. Here this 2 cancels with this 8, remains what? Only 4 here. By simplificating we get these results. L minus x by pi is equals to x by 4. By cross multiplication 4L minus 4x is equals to pi x. So I am finding the x values here, so that I am bringing this term to this side. Pi x plus 4x is equals to 4L. X taken common here, remains what? Pi plus 4 is equals to 4L. So x is equals to what I got here? 4L by pi plus 4. So this is the one and only stationary point I got here for the given function. Now I am going to find the second derivative of the function. It must be least, means what it is? It must be greater than 0. Now derivating A dash of x with respect to x, so I would get A double dash of x what I am getting here? 1 by 8 minus 1 by 2 pi into 0 minus 1. So now a double dash of x is equals to 1 by 8 minus into minus plus 1 by 2 pi. It is obviously greater than 0. Why? Because there is no x to substitute here in the function. So whatever at x is equals to 4l by pi plus 4, a double dash of 4l by pi plus 4 is equals to 1 by 8 plus 1 by 2 pi. It is what now? Greater than 0. So that a of x has least values. Means what it is? The area, the sum of the two areas must be getting here least at where? At x is equals to, means what it is? X is what? The wire which made a square. So we got that x value, and we need to find the remaining part of the length of the wire, and remaining length of the wire is equals to what we has? L minus x. So that L minus x means what it is? 4l by pi plus 4. 4l by pi plus 4 we got. So by simplifying this, what I could get? Pi plus 4 is our LCM. So pi l plus 4l minus 4l I would get. So the remaining part is what now? 4l gets cancelled. Remaining is what now? Pi l by pi plus 4 is our remaining part of the length. So what are the lengths of the wire is taken into two pieces. First piece is what now? X is equals to 4l by pi plus 4. Next piece is what now? Pi l by pi plus 4. This is our required result. Okay. Therefore we got x is equals to 4l by pi plus 4, and the remaining length l minus x is equals to pi l by pi plus 4.